Hello everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today we will be looking at rent income adjustments. Today we will only focus on the rent that is increased by the percentage and decreased by the percentage. So many people said rent income, when it comes to income statement, those adjustments they give them problems. So I decided to attempt to show that rent income is very simple. Let's get to work. So here we have the different rent adjustments. Okay, then you must look for three main things: the financial year, number of months before increase, number of months after increase. Okay, those are the three things that you must look at. Okay, so 1.1, we have the rent increase by a percentage. Okay, so if a rent is increased by percentage, we are going to focus on that. Okay, we have a trial balance. You look at the amount that is given by the trial balance, and that amount is for the whole year, and that amount is for the amount of rent that we have on our books. So right now we have 28,800 for our rent. Okay, so our financial year end at 28 February. The very important thing, the financial year. If 28 February 2013 is the financial year end date, which means the commencement date is 1 March. Okay, so we have the trade balance, we have the financial year end period. Okay, so let us look at the adjustment now. So adjustments say the rent has been received for 14 months. Monthly rent was increased by 10% from 1 January. So what we need to know here, how many months are there without increase? Let's count from 1 March, because the day of the end for financial period is 28 February. So let's say March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. We will stop at December, because if we look at January, it's 1 January. January is not finished yet. Okay, so we have 10 months before the increase of 10%. Okay, we are going to say 10. Why this 10? We want to know how much was the rent before the increase. How much was that amount for the rent per month before the increase? 10 for 10 months multiplied by 100. That 100 is for 100%, because the rent is still 100%, no decrease, no increase. Then it's equal to 1,000 rand. Okay, now we have 10 multiplied by 100, and that is 1,000 rand. Let's highlight this one. We must use the bright color. We will use this green, yeah. So we have this 10 times 100 for 100%. Then we are going to have 4, because the rent is received. Let's read the adjustment again for 14 months. So if we have 10 months, then the other is 4 multiplied by, so it increased by 10%, so it's 100 plus 10%. These 4 months are 110 when it's come to the ratio. When it's come to percentage, the percentage was 100% without increase. Now because there is an increase of 10%, it's 100 plus 10. Then these 4 months have the rent increased by 10%, which means we say 4 multiplied by 110%. No, not 110%, 110. It's equal to 440. Okay. Now we want to make this more simpler. Okay. Let's say 1000 plus 440. Okay. If we say 1000 plus 440, we get 1440. Okay. So what are we trying to do here? We want to find a ratio to calculate the money before increase and the money after an increase. Okay, let's continue. Okay, now we are attempting, we're starting to calculate. Okay, let us look at the rent as per trial balance. It's 28,800. Okay, it's 28,800. Let's highlight this with red. Okay, red is good. Okay, we are going to say 28,800 multiplied by 1000 divided. Why we divide? We are trying to make it simple using ratios. So it's 1000 over the total that we got here of 1440. Okay, 1440. Okay, our answer will be 20,000. 20,000. Let's separate these numbers here. Okay, let's separate this again. What does these numbers trying to tell us? If we say 28,800 multiplied by 1000, remember this 1000 we found it when we said 10 times 100. 10 times 100, and we got this 1000. So this 20,000 is the amount of rent for 10 months without an increase. Okay, so now we want to get money for rent per month without an increase. We are going to say 20,000 divided. We're going to divide now. Divided by 10 months. Okay, if we say 20,000 divided by 10, we get 2,000. Okay, answer is 2,000. This is 2000. This 2000 is the amount of rent per month without increase. Per month without increase. Okay, let's highlight this with other color so that it will be more clear. Let's use this blue. Okay, we are not done yet. Let's continue. Now we have the amount of rent without increase per month, which is 2000. Okay, so 2000 multiplied by 110%. 110%. You can even say multiply by 10 over 100. It depends on how you write it. Okay, so if you say 2000 multiply by 110%, you get 2200. 2200. This 2200 is for rent with an increase. Okay, increase. Don't mind my spelling. Okay, so if you are now writing on the income statement, on the income statement you are going to say it would be like rent income. Okay, then the brackets, and there is this 28,800. Okay, now because the rent is received for 14 months, there is 2 extra months, and now we know that rent with an increase per month is 2200. So we are going to say 28,800 minus 2200 for the 14th month, the month for the 2 months above the financial year, and we are going to say minus 2200 again. Okay, then we will close your brackets. 28,800 minus 2200 minus 2200. Okay, then the correct amount for rent is 24,400. This is how you should attempt a rent income increased by a percentage. This is how it's done. So after looking at this video, I think you will be able to calculate rent without any mistake, even if it is no longer a percentage, it is an amount, because the trick calculations are those with an increase of the percentage. Okay, let's carry on and look at the rent that is decreased now by the percentage. On this case, we will just look at the trial balance as we did before. Then the financial year is still the same from 1 March to 28 February. Okay, now let's us look at the adjustment, because the trial balance shows us 27,200, which is the amount of rent that we have on our books. So the adjustment say the rent has been received for 14 months again, which means here we have the rent received in advance, and those in advance months are two. It's March and April. Okay, monthly rent was decreased by 10% from 1 January 2013. Even on this case, we will use the same technique. We will calculate the number of months before the decrease, and after calculating the number of months before the decrease, we will definitely know the number of months with the decrease. Okay, let's start an attempt. Okay, enter. Right, now we have 27,200 for rent. Okay, 27,200. Now let's calculate number of months before the decrease. It's March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. We will stop at December. Okay, 10 months before the increase. It must ring on your mind that without an increase, that is 100%. There is no increase. The rent is still at 100%. Okay, multiply by 100. We will get 1,000. 1,000, right? Okay. Why we go through this process? We want to get a ratio. A ratio to do what? A ratio to calculate. An amount of rent per month. Okay, let's carry on. Now the issue will be a bit different. Why? Now we have now a decrease on the rent income. So if the rent decrease from 100% and it decreased by 10%, now we are going to have 90%. Okay, so the rent is received for 14 months. So here we have 10 months, which means the other is 4. Multiply by, now it's 90, because it's 100 minus 10. Okay, so if we say 4 multiplied by 90, we get 360. Punch your calculator. Okay, we will use the same technique, because the way of attempting rent income adjustment is always the same. It differs on how people do it. Some people don't do it this way, but I think this way is the very easy way to calculate rent income. You say 1,000 plus 360. You want to get some of the amount or percentage of rent before increase and after increase. Okay, with 1,360. Okay, now we will start to attempt. Okay, so we're going to say 27,000, I mean, to the 27,200. Let's use another color. let's use red as we did on the above example. Okay, we have 27,200 multiplied by, which number are we going to use here? We are going to use this 1000 because we want the amount of rent per month without increase. We are going to say multiply by 1000. Now we have created the ratio. Multiply by 1000. Then we divide by the sum. We divide by the sum of the number of months before and after an increase, and that is 1060. Okay, and that gives us 20,000. 20K. Okay, and this 20,000 is for 10 months before that decrease. Okay, so going forward, it's 20,000 divided by 10. Why divided by 10? It's because we want to know how much is rent per month before the decrease, yeah, and it's 2,000. Okay, this 2,000 is for rent before decrease. Okay, it's a rent before decrease. Let's use another color to highlight this. Let's use this blue. Okay, all right, we carry on. So since we have this 2,000 of rent per month before the decrease, we're going to say, because now we want to get that decrease so that we can be able to subtract those 2 months that are paid in advance, because this rent is being received for 14 months. We're going to say 2,000 multiply by 90%, multiply by 190%. We are trying to make this more simply, because if you are using Casio calculator, you must know this. It's equal to let's use our calculators. It's 2,000 multiplied by 190%. It's 3,800. Okay, this 3,800. No, it's 3,800. I think there is a problem here. I think there's a problem. Let's say multiply by 90%. Multiply by 90%. Okay, it's 2,000 multiplied by 90%. It's 1,800. Okay, equal to 1,800. Okay, which means the rent after the decrease of 10% per month is 1,800. So the rent is being decreased by 2,000 rand. Okay, it for the rent after a decrease. Okay, Let's use black to highlight this. Yeah, so if you are treating this adjustment on the income statement, rent income, okay, then you will just open your brackets and you will have an amount as per trial balance, because on accounting all answers are on the question paper. Your job or your work is to put every number where it's required to be placed, okay, not plus, it's minus, because it's a rent received in advance and that is an income received in advance, because this rent is being received, but some of this rent is paid for the next financial year, so we must subtract those 2 months. We say minus 1,800 minus 1,800, okay. You close your brackets and you get the answer. It's 27,200 minus 1,800 minus 1,800. The correct amount of rent that is supposed to be on the trial balance is 23,600, not 27,200. This 27,200 is extra with an amount of 1,800 plus 1,800, okay. So this is how you should go when calculating or treating the rent income on the income statement. If you enjoyed this video, please comment, subscribe, and share the video. Please meet us on the next video where we'll be looking at the rent that is decreased or increased by the amount. Thank you.